All right, let's talk about the humble potato. I mean, it's a staple in kitchens literally all over the world, right? It's delicious, you can cook it a million ways, and it's part of so many of our favorite meals. But what if I told you that this super familiar vegetable has a bit of a hidden side? A secret that, if you're not careful, could actually be a real risk to your health. So take a look at this picture. I'm willing to bet you've seen a potato just like this in your own kitchen. You know, it's been sitting around for a little while, a few sprouts are starting to pop out. Now, here's the big question. Would you eat it? Would you just lop off the sprouts and carry on? Or would you toss the whole thing? Your answer to that might just change by the end of this. So yeah, let's get right into that hidden danger. Now, this isn't meant to scare you or make you panic about potatoes. Not at all. It's just about being aware, because under certain conditions, this everyday food can turn into something you really don't want to be eating. And here it is, the single most important takeaway. When a potato gets exposed to light and starts turning green, or when it's been stored for too long and begins to sprout, it can actually start producing toxins. And no, this isn't some old wives' tale, it's a real, natural process that we just need to understand. So, what is actually going on inside that potato to make it do this? Let's dig into the science a little bit. And don't worry, it's actually pretty straightforward, and knowing this is the key to keeping yourself safe. It all comes down to two main compounds, solanine and chaconine. Now, what's so fascinating about these is that they aren't some weird artificial chemicals. They are completely natural toxins that the potato produces on its own. Think of it as the potato's built-in self-defense system to protect itself from bugs and diseases. It's the plant's way of saying, hey, back off. So when do these toxin levels really become a problem for us? Well, there are two main triggers. The first is light. When you expose a potato to light, it starts producing chlorophyll, which is what turns it green. That green color is your visual cue that, the production of solanine and chaconine has also kicked into high gear. The second trigger is just time. As a potato gets older and starts to sprout, those toxin levels naturally go up, especially right in and around the sprouts themselves. And if you do end up eating these toxins, you're not going to have a good time. The symptoms can range from kind of mild to pretty severe. We're talking stomach cramps, vomiting, headaches, and it doesn't always take a huge amount. Some people can feel sick after eating just one potato that's moderately green. Now, it's rare, but in really high doses, these compounds can even start to affect your nervous system. But here's the good news, and it's really good news. You don't have to guess whether a potato is safe or not. Nature gives us these super clear, easy-to-read warning signals that tell us when there's danger. So let's talk about what those are. And I love this way of putting it. You shouldn't think of these changes just as a potato going bad. Think of them as nature's built-in safety signals. The potato is literally communicating with you, telling you when it's not safe to eat anymore. All you have to do is learn the language. And luckily, the language is super simple. First up, any green color. That's a huge red flag. It's the clearest sign that toxins are present, so that potato is a no-go. Second, sprouts. This is a sign to just be cautious. And third, a bitter taste. If you ever bite into a potato and it tastes bitter, that is an immediate signal to stop what you're doing and throw it out. Okay, so this brings us to one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to potatoes. After we cover that, we'll go over the right way to store and handle them so you can avoid this whole problem from the get-go. I'm sure you've heard this a million times, right? Maybe even do it yourself. The idea that if a potato has some sprouts, you can just slice them off and you're good to go. It's a super common belief, but is it actually true? The short answer is no, not really. While it's true that the toxins are most heavily concentrated in the sprouts and any green skin, they can also seep into the flesh of the potato itself. So just cutting off the sprouts might not be enough to make it totally safe, especially if the potato is really wrinkly or has a lot of sprouts. So really, the best way to deal with this is to prevent it from ever happening. You want to store your potatoes in a cool, dark place, away from the light. Always give them a quick look over before you cook with them. And if you see just a few tiny sprouts or a little bit of green, peeling the skin off really thickly can help get rid of most of the problem area. But honestly, when in doubt, just throw it out. It's always the safest bet. Okay, so if you only remember one thing from our entire chat today, please let it be this next part. We're going to boil all this information down into 3 super simple rules that are easy to remember and will absolutely keep you safe. Let's call it the traffic light rule. First, green means stop. Simple. If any part of the potato is green, just don't use it. Second, yellow means caution. If it has sprouts, you need to be careful.
If there are just a couple of small ones, you can probably get away with cutting them off along with a good chunk of the potato around them. But if it's covered in sprouts, it's much safer to just get rid of it. And finally, red means danger. If you bite into a potato and it tastes bitter, that is a hard stop. Spit it out and throw the rest away immediately. This little equation right here says it all, doesn't it? A physical change that you can see on the outside of the potato means there's been a chemical change on the inside. And that chemical change equals a potential danger to you. It really is that direct. And that really brings us to the final point. A little bit of awareness goes a long, long way. By just knowing what to look for, you've turned that knowledge into a powerful tool to protect your health and your family's health too. So the next time you're about to make dinner and you reach for a potato, you'll know exactly what to do.